All right, so this is the new start screen on PubMed, and it's actually changed quite a bit from what some of the other videos show. So I just wanted to record a new video just to kind of talk through a few things. So in the tutorials that I was watching, it actually says not to use quotes around terms anymore. Just type out like your entire search that you want to use. So here's one that I was working on earlier with a student, looking at if taking iron will help an endurance athlete. So we're just going to start with that. Okay, so then I already have some of my filters, which again, don't play with text availability because you're using the ASU library system, so you already have full access. But in article type, there's obviously more than this. So when you go to your additional filters, this article type is the first one that comes up. So here you can click off the other ones that you want to show up. So I'm going to click on all the ones that are primary, not secondary. Use multi-center, observational. You don't want any protocols because those are kind of like introductory type papers. Let's do controlled clinical trial. Let's just start with that. So now I can come back to my article type and I can click off all the other ones. So they have to have a blue check mark by them. That shows that they're being used as a filter. You can't just add them and then hope that they're being used as a filter. Oh, multi-center, observational. So you can use observational research like cohorts and cross-sectionals, even if they're not high in the pyramid. Some of your research questions might lend themselves better to observational type research. So iron supplementation, this one kind of looks interesting. I'm gonna add performance to this and see what that does. Yeah, there we go, because that's really what I want to look at for my outcome. Then if you go to advanced, and you can go down here to your search, so you can see everything that I used here, but click on this little arrow guy, and this shows you how PubMed kind of translated your search. So they've already expanded it to a variety of different mesh terms. They've expanded it to different versions of athlete, athletes, athletics, all different types of performance. So if there's anything that you don't like out of this, you can copy this and then paste it up in this query box. And you could delete anything that you don't like. So I might not like performing. So I'm just gonna, I could delete that part and then search again. So I got this down to 19 results, which is much more reasonable than like maybe the 500 that you might have started with. So I'm pretty happy with this. I have my 10 years filter. So I think, let's see, don't really like that one. Enhanced aerobic performance by combination. Effects of macro and micronutrients, that one might be interesting. So I'm gonna click on this one. And then you can see at the bottom, it does give you kind of a summary. You can click on your display options here, and you can either get a summary or an abstract to show up underneath each one. I'm gonna go to summary, I like that better. And then when I find the one that I like, Let's just do this one. If I decide that this sounds like it's a good fit, let's see, did they give them? They gave them, they took blood samples. They gave them a post-exercise drink. Doesn't look like it had anything related to iron, so that's not the best fit. This one might be interesting. So this one looks kind of helpful because ultimately if I have more hemoglobin, then I'll potentially have more higher performance. So that one might be a good fit for you. So it tells you the type of study right here, which is helpful. You can go to Cite. And in our class, we are actually using AMA format, but you can click right here. So if in other classes you're using other different formats, you can see some different options there. But for this class, all you'll have to do is copy this and then you'll paste it into your document and there is your citation. So how easy is that? So nice. You can also email these to yourself if you found something that you liked. You can save it however you want to kind of track the ones that you want to use. If you decide that this one is a good fit, then you can also scroll down and find similar articles to that. Again, these similar articles may not follow your filters, so you'll have to make sure that it's still within the past 10 years and that it's still a primary article, but otherwise that's a nice tool. And then you can see some of the terms down here that they may have used. You can expand those, and then you can also just search those terms if you wanted to in PubMed. So some really nice new tools in this PubMed. I'm kind of excited about it. You can go backwards, you can go forwards. You're going to click on one of these to get your full text. So then here is your full text article. That seems to be acting kind of strangely. And then typically up at the top, you would see an option to download the PDF. So there it is. So you would download the PDF and then you would save that, because in module 4 for research check-in number 1, you're going to need the full text article for every article you want to use, as well as a citation for each one. So I hope you enjoy this new PubMed. And we'll go through this during your research check-ins as well, but I think it has a lot of much more usability than it used to.